Women who took part in child beauty pageants who have now reached adulthood. What are your opinions on them? Reddit comments. I was involved in dance and singing, choir mostly. Pageants were an extra thing I did here and there. I think I was in 6 total between the ages of 5 to 9. I was in one baby beauty contest too, as an infant. Maybe it was my limited involvement, but I loved them. I only had positive memories. The entire process was really fun for me. I loved the costumes, getting dressed up, having my hair, makeup, and nails done. I loved the talent portion. I was used to practicing and performing, and enjoyed both. I was never pressured or yelled at or otherwise treated poorly. It didn't have a negative impact on my self-esteem or anything. My grandma was super into them. I never had to do them fortunately, but my little sister did. She also started as a toddler. If I talk to her now, she has some pretty fond memories, but also some bad ones. As for the good, she loved the attention, all the pretty dresses and makeup. She's now great at public speaking and performing in front of people. As for the bad, she was definitely uncomfortable with some of the male judges. She was forced into plenty of uncomfortable position by both men and women. My opinion is a little different. I was forced to go to her pageant and watch. I was definitely a little jealous of her. She was also way behind on basic child development stuff. She struggled in school for a bit because the pageant took priority. Even little stuff like potty training, she was behind. I hated them as a child, and I hate them now, be it adult or child ones. Children ones in particular kinda skeeve me out. I know it was pretty much my mom's only way to get me to dress girly, and that's why she got me into them. And a lot of moms do it to live vicariously through their children, but nothing about dressing children up to look way older than they are and judging them seems healthy to me. For adult ones, some do go beyond looks, the talent, the intelligence, the community work they do and all. Those are alright. But for the most part, it's very shallow and very discriminatory. We don't have men dress in suits and then tiny swimsuits and walk around and answer random questions with a big, fake smile on their face. So why do women do it? Because sadly girls and women's value for a lot of people is their beauty and young age or being mothers, while men's to them is more about their intelligence and personality and less about being good looking. I always get so grossed out when people say what a shame, she was so pretty, whenever a girl or woman dies and barely anyone thinks about who she used to be, her work, her goals, career, etc. At least it's starting to change lately. I did one pageant when I was 10. I had asked my mom to sign me up, and she did so reluctantly. She is not girly at all. She'd rather go hunting than shopping. It was a really fun experience and helped me get some confidence. The best part was having to write a commercial and then perform it in front of a camera and producer. My mom made my dress and I got a perm. I felt so pretty and awesome the whole time. I think as long as the kid wants to do them, it's fine. If the mother is forcing the kids, then it's not okay. I did them a lot growing up. My mom had 2 boys before me, so I was her precious girl that she loved to show off. I did these in addition to basketball, t-ball, cheerleading and gymnastics. It was fun to dress up, and getting in front of the crowd I think helped me to be more of an outgoing person and unafraid of public speaking, etc. Of course it sucked to lose, but it also sucked to lose at the sports activities I did as well. It taught me that, even though I won't always be the prettiest, or the smartest, or the fastest, most athletic, most talented, or whatever, that doesn't have to stop me from trying and having fun while doing it. We weren't into it to the point of traveling, but me and my little sister did in state pageants and loved it. We were really outgoing, attention-loving children. She was a big singer. I did theater. We also weren't literal toddlers when we were doing it. She would have been 6 in her first. We loved the dresses and makeup as gaudy Italian children. My mom wasn't a psycho, so we had a lot of fun with it. We were also Girl Scouts among a dozen other activities, so it was just something else we did. I would love to have a daughter and do a few TBH. The dresses now are so much cuter than the 90s, and the talent costumes, come on. I was older when I started, and it was at my request. I wanted another outlet for performing, and it was fun to have something I did with just my mom. My voice teacher and her daughter were also involved, so we got to hang with them. The pageants I was doing weren't huge prize pageants, so I didn't really see toddlers and tiara level as far as flippers and insane props, but like any childhood activity I recognize the type of parents you see on the show that are trying to live through their child while the kid is absolutely miserable. I was in a pageant for my town when I was in about 2nd grade. They name a Miss and Mr. Town name for high schoolers and a Mini Miss and Mini Mr. for elementary school kids. I was a ugly kid and there were about 30 girls and 2 boys entered. 1 boy and 1 girl threw up, so 1 boy automatically won. I remember being so excited and thinking I was going to win, and then half the little girls started crying when they named the winner. She was a cute girl, and when I look back on pictures I realize that it looked like my hair wasn't even brushed and my dress had a milk stain or something. They aren't for everyone, but the people involved with them were all incredibly sweet. We did local pageants, largely because our mother had been at one point a beauty queen. I think my mom thought it would give us confidence. My sisters, who all favor our former beauty queen mom in looks, had a lot more fun with them than I did. Even so, for me it was a good experience. My sisters elected to do tap dancing, ballet, theater, and so on for extracurriculars, so it was just another chance to dress up, perform. I was more the science club and chess team kind of girl, so it wasn't as natural a fit for me, and I didn't enjoy it as much. Everyone I met involved with it was incredibly nice. Most of my sister's close friends now are still girls they met at pageants. By and large I'm glad my mom encouraged us to do it, but also that she let me say, hey, I don't want to do this. I did beauty pageants, ballet, competitive swimming and theater, singing and physical sports. It was exhausting lol. My mother definitely vicariously lived her unlived childhood through me. I had wonderful performance opportunities and lots of lovely memories and smashing emotional experiences. However, I also had a lot of pressure, perfectionism tendencies and felt rather alone often too. The emotional highs of winning vs the isolating feelings of completing performances or shows, never to be done again, can be weird. That is Little Shop of Horrors musical. We did a week run with day and evening shows. I remember feeling quite flat the week after that experience. Real life pales in comparison to performing. Often, I would say, proceed with caution in all things performance related and image related. Not because they're fundamentally bad, but because they carry risks regarding personal safety, proximity to adults, bullying and competitive contexts, and unrealistic expectations via teachers, academies and overall industry. So, a nice balance from parents would mean perhaps less focus on external and more focus on emotional maturation and fun. If there's one thing I missed out on a bit, it was standard playtime fun, which I'm making up for now in my 30s. Close bracket. Not a fan. I was in one pageant as a young child. My parents always told me I was the prettiest girl in the world and I couldn't understand it when I didn't win. It was confusing, and I was crushed. I competed in child beauty pageants and I honestly had good and bad experiences. Positives. From a young age, I learned to become articulate when practicing Q and A quotes. This also taught me how to correctly construct my sentences to convey my message. Introduction to public speaking in front of hundreds and sometimes thousands of people was a beautifully terrifying experience. It taught me patience when I would spend all my spare time practicing until it was perfect. Negatives. I always feel as if I'm on showcase. Every conversation, every walk, every movement I feel as if I'm being recorded, and that quote must act a certain way. I was unfortunate to have one of those pageant mums who put pageants as a priority against anything else. She would pull me out of school so I could have extra practice, wake me up at early hours, and keep me up till late to practice. Showed me aggression if I messed up a routine. Truthfully, I would offer it to my children as I would like them to have the choice and opportunity. I did a few while I was quite young, under age 10. It was fun for me. I enjoyed dressing up, but I was a fairly shy kid and didn't really like the part where the judges asked me questions. My parents sewed my costumes. The parents and other children were nice and there wasn't any drama or massive pressure to win like on reality TV, which I think is mostly faked. It was a pretty neutral experience for me, not strongly positive or negative. If I had a child who wanted to enter a pageant I wouldn't have a problem with it.